Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Connor, your Primitive AK here, back with another video for you guys today. Today we're going to be covering the brand new update that has just recently dropped for Black Ops Cold War. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. We got a bunch of new content that we're going to be covering in this update, and including the brand new Nuketown weapon bundle, which just recently dropped as well. So without further ado, we're going to run right through this. Majority of this beginning of the update that they talk about is stuff that we already know, so we're going to go ahead and run through that as well. So first things first, we're going to talk about weapon balancing. They did a lot of weapon balancing in this one, which was kind of surprising. They did say there is a much bigger weapon balance that's actually going to be coming to Black Ops Cold War. So we're going to go ahead and run through some of these notes here. So first things first, the FAMAS or the FFAR1 got some increased recoil, slightly reduced the max damage by 3.5%. So it's going to be dealing 27 damage now instead of 28. Which really isn't too much of a big difference compared to its fire rate. Also, its max damage range was pretty much nuked by 34%, which is pretty huge. Some of the submachine guns, they reduced the base effective range by about 33% and added more character to initial recoil by tweaking several bullet trajectories. So basically, the bullet velocity was kind of nuked a little bit in as well. And they did mention in the update here that the changes were unintentionally reverted in today's update and will return in an upcoming update. So what this means is that they gradually nerfed the SMGs, looking at you, MP5, and what they actually did was they accidentally buffed and unnerfed the MP5 when they just literally nerfed it a couple days ago. So these numbers that you're seeing right here, where it's supposed to be dealing effective damage range up to 10.16 meters, it's really actually 15.24 because they accidentally rebuffed the MP5 again. So this one's a little bit misleading. Don't take this one. Don't listen to those notes right there. Moving on, tac rifles. M16 got a nice little nerf as well, which is much needed. They reduced the max damage range by 15%, 25.4 meters down to 21.59. Increased the sprint to fire time. They slightly slowed the moving speed while firing, slightly increased the delay between bursts, rebalanced the fire rate bonuses on barrel attachments, and slightly reduced the effectiveness of the laser attachments. Thankfully, I got this weapon gold, so this doesn't apply to me. So I'm quite happy that I finished this weapon already. So for those that were relying on the M16, this one's now nerfed just a tad bit. Tac rifle Charly. I'm assuming this is referring to some of the other weapons. They reduced the max damage range by 20%, 38.1 meters down to 30.48. And they also increased the sprint to fire time, slightly slowed the moving speed while firing, slightly increased the delay between the bursts, and rebalanced the fire rate bonuses on all attachments. The Type 63, which is a semi-automatic rifle that I also got gold. Thankfully, this doesn't really apply to me. Slightly increased the fire rate and rebalanced the fire rate. Same goes for the DMR-14. Both of these weapons are kind of trash, so it's nice to see a little bit of a buff there. Unfortunately, I did get them gold, so I probably won't be using these weapons ever again. Moving on, light machine guns. M60 improved max damage ranges and also improved the movement speed. This one was much needed. I picked this weapon up off the ground from a friend of mine who was using it, and it was absolutely terrible. So good on them for actually balancing this weapon. Very happy to see that. Hats off to them. Sniper rifles. They adjust the sprint to fire times to account for early blend interruption, allowing via animation system. And the effective sprint to fire time is notably shorter than what is displayed in the Gunsmith. We have plans to address the Gunsmith readout in a future update. They also adjusted movement speed impact when firing to intended values to make each shot feel more powerful, and fine-tuned the barrel attachments that improve idle sway to improve a unique feel on each gun. So, you quick scopers out there, so they didn't actually buff the ADS speed, which is what a lot of people wanted, but what they did do is they adjusted the sprint to fire time, so you're going to be able to bring up your gun a lot faster. However, your ADS speed still remains the same, which I think is the core issue with the snipers at the moment. Don't hate me in the comments box down below if I want to see this buffed a little bit more, but I personally think that the ADS speed is still a pretty severe problem. But regardless, still a good change. Pistols, the Magnum got its improved fire rate, improved max damage range, and improved visibility when firing after the first shot. And the Shotgun Bravo slightly reduced the max damage at ranges from 5.8 meters to 7.7 meters, and hardcore friendly fire system now properly transitions to reflect damage after 3 team kills. This is great because, you know, people run in your bullets a lot, so it sucks to get kicked out of a game, so they fixed that. Search and Destroy got some changes as well, where defusing the bomb could take longer than intended. Free For All adjusted a few spawns. CDL Hardpoint, which nobody really plays, addressed an issue where players could spawn outside of intentional area. This happened in all game modes, by the way. Combined Arms, they improved the interaction when using stationary turrets. in combined arms. I don't know why people sit on turrets, but hey, this is for you, then great. Spawns, they adjusted various spawns in multiplayer game modes that could result in a player spawning above the ground, and they added score streak cost overrides to custom games. Now, here's another big change here that we're going to be running through. They made a massive, I wouldn't say overhaul, but a massive change to all of the score streaks inside of Black Ops Cold War. So we're going to run through all of these each individually. So first things first, combat bow, reduced ammo from 5 to 4. Care package, they increased the cost from 18 to 2,000. Sentry got increased from 2,000, reduced from 2,000 down to 1,800. Napalm increased from 2,100 to 25. Air patrol from 3,200 to 2,700. So they actually buffed this. I didn't think they would buff the air patrol. I don't know why they did. I don't know, because I feel like the air patrol is kind of broken right now, because you could get a chopper gunner and somebody just needs 2,700 points now to get an air patrol, and that thing is shot down immediately. So I'm kind of not happy to see that change, but regardless, whatever, I guess. Artillery increased the cost from 2,500 down up to 3,000. Cruise missile got a nerf as well, 2,600 to 3,500. War machine got a nerf as well, 3,500 to 4,000. Majority of these changes aren't really too tragic. Same goes for the attack chopper, increased 4,000 to 4,500. But to make the trade-off for this one is that they actually buffed the damage of each bullet from 50 to 75, and they also increased the health from 4,500 to 5,000. So that way it doesn't get shot down immediately. They also decreased the duration of screen shake from bullet impacts and reduced the amount of time the helicopter will stay in one place before relocating. VTOL, they also reduced the cost from 8,500 to 8,000, and the chopper gunner got a nice buff as well, or a nerf actually, 6,000 to 6,500, and reduced the movement on the gun when firing. So yes, this one right here, I don't care about the score being nerfed, but this one right here, reduce the movement on the gun when firing. This one was so annoying. So if you're not familiar with what this is, when you're shooting your chopper gunner, your thing is like jumping like crazy while you're shooting it. So they reduce the movement on that while you're firing that weapon. So they got a few map changes as well, and tomahawks cannot be thrown immediately at the round start. So for you cross map enthusiasts out there, there's a good change right there. Elimination, they extended the time after damaging an enemy that will count toward an elimination if that enemy is killed. Finishing move, they improved the ability to trigger a finishing move on misaligned surfaces, and a few other, you know, just animation issues that they fixed as well. We got a bunch of crash issues here that they actually fixed. I'm not going to go through each and every single one of these, but link to the patch notes will be in the description if you'd like to go through these. The majority, the beefy stuff everybody cares about is the weapon balancing and also the score streaks. They also fixed some rare crashing issues when using the cruise missile, a couple other score streaks, and also disconnecting issues with score streaks. They also fixed a crash involving challenge progression, vehicles, equipment, field upgrades, kill cams, perks, and we got a bunch of UI fixes to go through as well. Progression issues were also arising with the Woods operator, so they fixed that as well. Gunsmith issues were also fixed as well, and vehicles were addressed as well, with a missing pistol while riding as a passenger with vehicles while in third person. Regardless though, that's pretty much all of the changes here. They also fixed an issue with a lot of attachments not attaching properly on certain weapons, and animation is just not looking properly, but majority of this are just bug fixes that most people don't typically care about, so we're not really going to run through these that much. But overall, guys, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. They also added a few settings that I discussed in my previous video, which is the aim response curve type. For those that play Modern Warfare, you already know what this is, so go ahead and make sure you change that setting as soon as possible. And so yeah, that's a pretty big change there. Make sure you guys go ahead and adjust your aim response curve type. But for the most part, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. There are a bunch of known issues that they've added as well, which you guys would like to run through. They have a Trello board that shows what changes they're going to be working on coming for Season 1, and a bunch of other stuff as well. But thank you guys so much for watching, whether you're on the Carnage channel or my personal channel. I will catch you guys in the next one. It is your boy Carnage, or Primitive AK, signing out. Peace out, fellas.